Okay, I'm making a video on the midterm practice because we were taking the midterm retake for the last tab in Excel on December 6th at 7 p.m. in O'Connor 241. I know it's been a while since we've looked over Excel, so I want to make this video for you to get familiar again with the formulas and how to do the exercises. So the midterm itself follows Chapter 6, Lab 1 in the book. And I've downloaded or uploaded that in Excel for you, so you can go ahead and follow the steps in the book. It goes from step 1 all the way to step 4. Those are the 4 steps that we have to follow from the book. The rest of them we're not going to do, and it won't be on the midterm retake. And also on Blackboard, I have the midterm practice itself and the midterm practice key. It's the same midterm practice I had before, but I'm going to make a video and go through it so you can go ahead and see exactly how to do it. So open up the midterm practice and downloads. And enable editing, and we want to be in the last tab right here, advanced filter functions. So here's what it is, and in the book, step 1 has you do create 3 calculated columns. Be shelf life, days left, and grade. So we have shelf life, we have days left, and we have grade. So 3 new columns. Now shelf life is calculated, as the book says, is sell by date minus start date. So equals sell by date minus start date. Enter. And since this is already a table array, when you enter one formula, it just goes all the way straight down. For days left, it says days left here is sell date by current date equals our sell date minus our current date, which is down here. And you say, well, that doesn't look like a number. It's not, because why? These cells are not formulated for numbers, they're formulated for dates. So if you scroll down and highlight them all, right click and say format cells, you need to go to number, and we don't want any decimals, just decrease that to 0 and say OK. Now why is this number so much different from all the other numbers? E19 is where that date is located. This one says E20, E21, E22. Again, this is the absolute reference that we have to fix. So click in here and you type F4 on your keyboard. Now it's absolute reference cell. Oh, my bad. I clicked outside of it. F4, and enter. And they all change. Last one is a grade that we have to do on this table. The grade is done by a lookup table. It's called VLOOKUP. So you have your grade, and then you have your days left, which is days left and grade. If I spell right. Days left and grade. Now the book is saying that anywhere from 0 days left to 3 days, you get an F, or 0 to 2 days, you get an F. From 3 days to 6 days, you get a D. From 7 days to 8 days, you get a C. From 9 days to 13 days, you get a B. And 14 days or over, you get an A. And it shows we have a 0F, the next one is a 3, so now it's from 0, 1, and 2 is F. Then jumps down, okay, now 3, 4, 5, 6, D. Okay, now next one 7, 8, C. Then 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, B. 14 and beyond, A. So it goes from lowest to greatest, and it has to be that way, lowest to greatest, it cannot be the other way around. So now we need a VLOOKUP table to go ahead and tell this column what grade to assign these numbers. So it goes equals VLOOKUP, open parentheses, it says lookup array table. We're looking at days left. So highlight days left, do a comma. Now my table array, which is going to be here, 0F all the way to 14A, comma, and which index I'm looking at? You're looking at the column number 2, which is the grade range. Close the parentheses, enter, and say, well, wait a minute, why is all this stuff? Again, I forgot to make this absolute value. It's K3L7, K4L8. So you have to make these absolute values. Is very, very, if you're staying within a particular range, is very important you do absolute ranges. If you're just going like this minus this, this minus this, you don't need that because you're going down anyways. But if you're staying at a particular spot, you have to have the absolute range. So click in here, say F4, click in here, say F4, and again enter. And now we have our grades. Step number 4 says create output as shown in figure 6.80a, which you have in your book, using several COUNTIF functions. So if you look in the book, it wants to have grade A count, grade B count, grade C count, vegetable count, and fruit count. So we'll just go over here and do an output area. And type in our grade A count, grade B count, our grade C count, our vegetable count, and our fruit count. And the same, we have to use COUNTIF on each of these. So we use our COUNTIF functions. It goes as equals COUNTIF, and it's saying count if this is true, open parentheses. The range we do not grade, so we have to set the grade range. That's what we're counting. And what do we count? We count only the ones that is A, and A has to be in parentheses. So count the grade column in table 1 and count only A's. Close parentheses, enter. Again, for count B equals COUNTIF, open, our range is again our grade, so we select grade. And what we're counting? Only the B's. And it has to be in parentheses, otherwise it won't do it. Grade C, again, COUNTIF, range of grade. And just so I let you see what's wrong with just a C, let's do that so you see what happens. Oh, you get a big arrow. So say OK. So you have to go back in here and put the parentheses around C's. I just want to let you see what error you might get if you don't do that, so if that happens in the midterm, you know what that error means. Now, vegetable count. We're counting vegetables. COUNTIF, open parentheses, and you are looking at the type, because that we're counting now, type. What type are we counting? We are counting vegetable. Type of my formula. Energy table. Oh, I put one parenthesis, but I didn't do the second one. It's saying, do you want us to add that second parenthesis for you? Yeah, sure. Now, the last one, count if, I misspelled that, count. Count if the range for fruit or type, we do our type range in, and our criteria is going to be fruit. Close the parentheses. And that's how you do the count ifs. I misspelled area. I'm obsessive compulsive. So we have our lookup table, we're done, this table is done, our output area. Now we have the D average, D sum, and sum if that we have to do over here. So the formulas for D sum, D average, and sum if go like this. Equals, let's start with D average. It comes up here, so you can double click that if you see that. D average. And first of all, I want the database, so you show the whole database. Then it says, okay, what field are we looking at? Well, we're looking at the average of all days left are A's. So we type in days left, that's the field we're looking at. And you know what, before we do this we have to set up some values to look at. So I'm sorry. In these questions it's looking for grade A, fruit, and also grade A. So we need to set two values and set up a grade of A and a type of fruit. So again, I'm sorry about that. We do equals D average, and you'll see how these are used. Again, we do our database. We're looking at days left. And we're looking at our grade of A. And these don't have to be absolute values because we're not dragging it down. It's going to stay in this one cell. Close the parentheses and enter. And it doesn't like my value. What's wrong with it? Oh, days left is not capitalized like it's supposed to be. And it does like my value. Oh, see, days left is not matching days left here. It has to match exactly. Okay, so make sure that when you type in days left, it matches that exactly. The book has a space, I didn't put the space in there, so when you type in days left has to have no spaces or spaces. So keep that in mind. Total fruit of days left, again, we do, this is the sum now, D sum, and our database, we need to highlight the whole database again. Our field again is going to be days left, no space, at least on mine, and the criteria is going to be fruit. We're counting fruit, so type is going to be fruit. 42. So I told you, you see where this comes from. M19, M20, M19, M20 is, we're looking at the database, the field, and the criteria. Criteria is that we're looking at only the grades of A. On this one, we have our database, our field, and our criteria. We're only looking at the types of fruit. Those are these two come in. Now last one is going to look also the grades of A, so we don't need any more. So to do this one, we do sum if. We do our range. Now sum if is going to be summing if, not summing the whole thing. So our sum if is going to be summing the grades. What grades we're looking at? And actually sum if doesn't use this table. It uses a quotations. And sum range, what are we summing? We're summing the shelf life. So we find shelf life and highlight that. So we are summing the shelf life if the grade equals A, or sum the grades of A that's associated with shelf life. So if it's not AA, it's not going to add it in the summation or the addition. Close the parentheses, enter. Negative 37. Oh, I have a dash there. 37. Okay, and the last thing they want to do is create an extract area and extract any vegetables that have a grade of F below. Okay, so first of all, we need to copy this title bar. So we copy that, Control C, paste that here, anywhere below. Why are we copying this? Because we have to put our criteria in here. We're looking at vegetables, so type in vegetable, under type. And what about it? Also grade F. This way, when you do your criteria, you do our table. So look at the whole table. Based on this criteria, pull out any values that are just like this. And how do you do that? You go to Data, go to Advanced, and list range is going to be our table. Our criteria range is going to be our one we just created. And we're going to copy this to, how about right here. And we say OK. Now there's two product IDs that have grade F, the tomatoes and onions. And I would recommend copying this, because if you try to type it in and do like me and type in days left with space and days left without space, it's not going to equal right, and you're going to get a wrong value. So it would be best to copy this and paste it here, so you don't have to worry about any wrong typos. That's how you do tab 4. I hope this video is helpful, and I'll be posting a blog post soon.